Good morning, students. Yesterday we have discussed some chemical properties of ethers. First reaction we have discussed is reaction of ethers with hydrogen halides. In that we have discussed either sides of the oxygen based on alkyl group reaction moves. If alkyl group tertiary and other side primary there, reaction proceed through SN1. If alkyl groups both sides primary there, reaction proceed through SN2. If alkyl group one side secondary, one side primary there, reaction proceeds through primary alkyl group like that. And another also, one of the alkyl group have resonance primary and resonance there, then also that reaction proceeds through SN1 like that. Some cases I have taken explained through mechanism, all examples, whatever questions given in old exams, all I have covered almost 10 questions, 10-12 questions I have covered. Then reaction of cyclic ethers I have covered. Reaction of cyclic ethers, what we have discussed in acidic medium, basic medium we have discussed. In acidic medium SN1 type, SN1 type means inversion reaction, no true carbocation formed. Through cyclic ether only ring opening takes place, first protonation takes place, then nucleophile attacks from back side, so ring opening takes place. In that way already I have explained you. Then basic medium reactions we have discussed, in that inversion had taken place, like that some examples we have discussed. Now we will continue chemical properties of ethers. Write down. First one, CH3 CH2 O CH2 CH3 on reaction with H2SO4, on reaction with cold concentrated H2SO4, what happens is H2SO4 gives H plus, HSO4 minus. So protonation takes place. This lone pair of electrons attack H plus. So what happens? CH3 CH2 O CH2 CH3 H. Protonation had taken place. Now HSO4 minus ion. So this is called diethyl oxonium ion, diethyl oxonium hydrogen sulfate, diethyl oxonium hydrogen sulfate. Next, diethyl ether or ethoxyethane on reaction with HCl, again same type of reaction, H plus attacks lone pair. So what happens? CH3 CH2 OH, here positive charge CH2 CH3, Cl minus comes. This is also called diethyl oxonium hydrochloride, sorry, diethyl oxonium chloride, that's all. Before hydrogen sulfate, HSO4 there, that's why hydrogen sulfate. Now diethyl oxonium chloride. Next, so we can write this diethyl oxonium chloride. Next, reaction with Lewis acids. Lewis acid means what? Electron pair acceptors. That reaction also we will see. So if we take CH3 CH2 O CH2 CH3, any ether you can take. I am taking diethyl ether. Example, boron trifluoride. Boron have vacant orbital already, you know, in chemical bonding we have studied. It acts as Lewis acid. Coordinate covalent bond formed here. So when coordinate covalent bond formed, what happens? CH3 CH2 O CH3 CH2 BF3 forms. Okay. Next, diethyl ether, or you can take ROR also, on reaction with RMGX, Grignard reagent. Suppose if you write Grignard reagent like this, ether forms you can write this one as CH3 CH2 twice O. 2 moles you take. I am taking 2 moles. 2 moles, if I take, what happens, you can write that CH3 CH2 twice O. Through its lone pair it forms bond here. Through lone pair one more diethyl ether molecule forms a bond. Okay, over magnesium. Magnesium contains vacant orbitals, so bond is formed like that. These are in this way. Last classes during Grignard reagent reactions, what we have studied, whenever you are using Grignard reagent, you are using ether. Why you are using ether molecule? Because here Grignard reagent is stabilized by formation of complex. This is called Grignard reagent etherate. In this way, Grignard reagent is stabilized. That's why solvent we are using in Grignard reagent reactions ether. Tetrahydrofuran I have written at that time. I like that you can also write diethyl ether, like that. So many examples of ethers you can write during Grignard reagent reactions. This is called boron trifluoride etherate. Boron trifluoride etherate we call. Okay, boron trifluoride etherate, Grignard reagent etherate. Copy it. Next. Next reaction is reaction of ethers with hot concentrated H2SO4. Before we have discussed cold concentrated H2SO4. Now I am writing hot concentrated H2SO4. When you use hot concentrated H2SO4, H plus HSO4 minus comes, cleavage takes place. So first what happens, through lone pair it attacks here. When it attacks through lone pair, CH3 CH2 OH CH2 CH3 forms. Then cleavage takes place. HSO4 minus attacks here. So finally products what are formed, CH3 CH2 HSO4 plus CH3 CH2 OH formed. Alcohol plus ethyl hydrogen sulfate formed when hot concentrated H2SO4 when you use. Suppose if you take CH3C tetrabutyl ethyl ether, if you take, this is called tetrabutyl ethyl ether. If you take, what happens, H2SO4, he will write hot concentrated. When H2SO4 hot concentrated used, what happens is, first copy this. These reactions, first protonation takes place. So on protonation, this is formed. Then cleavage takes place here. Carbocation forms. Carbocation means what? C plus CH3, here CH3 CH3. Now HSO4 minus, instead of attacking carbon, it abstracts proton adjacent to that carbon. Instead of attacking this HSO4 minus over carbon carrying positive charge, this HSO4 minus is attacking carbon having positive charge next carbon. So it is abstracting proton. This bond migrated here. So here what is formed, when HSO4 minus abstracts proton, it gives H2SO4 plus remaining compound, write down CH3 C double bond CH2 CH3. What we call this compound? Isobutylene. Why I am writing again and again this isobutylene? In questions I have seen so many times isobutylene word. That's why common name I am writing. Or you can also call 1, 2, 3, 2-methyl propanene. Okay. Next, this is the reaction happening when you use tetrabutyl ethyl ether. Suppose here CH3 there, here CH3 OH comes. So this part changed to what? This part changed to CH3 CH2 OH. Suppose if you take CH3 this side CH3, if you take CH3 OH comes. So along with these two products, final product what here? One more product CH3 CH2 OH comes. So when you add hot concentrated H2SO4, these products will form. Okay, write down. Next. Now, if you take CH3, CH2O, CH3, dilute H2SO4 if you take. Suppose I am labeling this with O18, isotopic labeling I call. When you take dilute H2SO4, what happens? Dilute H2SO4 or he will give in exam H2O, H plus. So here water participate in reaction. Dilute H2SO4 means H2O, you can write H plus, OH minus. So what happens? Cleavage takes place that side where there is a possibility of more stable carbocation. Keep in mind which point you should keep in mind while doing dilute H2SO4 reactions. Cleavage takes place that side of the oxygen where there is a formation of stable carbocation. Suppose two cleavages there, here you can break or here you can break. So what are the two carbocation possibilities? These two. Among these, which is more stable? This one. So cleavage takes place here. When cleavage takes place there, CH3 CH2 plus OH minus, write down. CH3 CH2 OH plus CH3, what happens? H plus added to this oxygen. Actual mechanism what? First protonation takes place here. H plus attacks here, protonation takes place. After protonation, H plus from acid attacks here, protonation takes place, then H2O attacks this carbon, from H2O hydrogen is removed. What is the actual mechanism? Suppose already explained, again repeating. O18 CH3, H plus CH3 CH2 OH, then what happens? Water molecule through its lone pair attacks here, then cleavage takes place, then CH3 CH2 O, here positive comes, plus CH3 OH, then oxygen carrying positive charge unstable, proton removed, this will give CH3 CH2 OH. Finally CH3 CH2 OH, methanol formed, that I have written. Okay, that I have written. Otherwise you can remember H plus OH minus, cleavage takes place that side where there is a possibility of more stable carbocation. Next. Next reaction is, suppose if you take CH3 CH3 oxygen O18 CH2 CH3. In exam he had given question H2O H plus. What will you do? Cleavage do here. Then add one side OH minus, other side H plus. So CH3 isopropyl alcohol plus CH3 CH2 O18. In exam, in order to confuse you, he will keep O18 here also. Okay, this keep in mind, this type of questions asked. Next, these are reactions of cold concentrated H2SO4, hot concentrated H2SO4, dilute H2SO4, BF3 reaction, then which reaction? RMGX reaction, all these we have discussed. Then ether on reaction with 3 moles of ether reaction with BCl3, this participating differently. What happens? 3 chlorine reacts with alkyl group, 3 RCl formed, then RO thrice boron. So trialkoxy boron plus alkyl halide generated. Okay, next. Then Grignard reagent on reaction with CO, carbon monoxide in presence of BF3 and HGO. What happens? R C double bond O R. The CO group inserted between R and O. So RCOR, ester coming plus ester coming. Okay, next. Next reaction is, suppose diethyl ether if you take, diethyl ether if I take in presence of Al2O3, what happens is I am writing diethyl ether like this. So bond migrates here, bond migrates, cleavage takes place, water molecule removed plus 2 moles of ethene formed, elimination taking place. Next reaction, diethyl ether on reaction with HI, 4 moles of HI if I take, red phosphorus if I take, this is reduction. HI red phosphorus combination there, reduction takes place, keep in mind. Actually HI reaction also diethyl ether we have studied, there 1 mole taken means 1 alcohol, 1 alkyl halide formed. Excess taken means both are giving alkyl halides. But here when red phosphorus there with combination of HI, reduction takes place, finally alkanes comes. This HI red phosphorus thing comes in all chapters, wherever this comes generally final product is alkanes. So here also what happens, CH3 CH3 plus CH3 CH3 plus H2O plus I2. So what is happening here, add 1 H, here add 1 H, break here, add 1 H, here add 1 H. So water molecule removed, 2 moles of ethane formed plus 2 I2 formed. Alcohols also participate, HI red phosphorus reaction, CH3 CH2OH plus HI in presence of red phosphorus. Red phosphorus not there, what is reaction? CH3 CH2I plus water. But when red phosphorus there, what you should do is remove water molecule, then add hydrogen, means how many hydrogen you have added? 2 hydrogens, means 2 HI taken. I have taken 2 HI, then CH3 CH3 formed, then H2O plus I2 formed. Reduction of alcohols to alkenes, red phosphorus HI. Next, reduction of red phosphorus with HI completed. Then CH3 CH2 O CH2 CH3. Ether if you take in presence of potassium dichromate H plus, what happens is first it converts into alcohol. First it converts into alcohol. This is OH minus, here H plus. So dilute potassium dichromate H plus taken means, suppose dilute word used means water there. So first cleavage takes place, what is forming? 2 moles of alcohol forming. Again potassium dichromate there means what happens? 2 moles of acetaldehyde formed. Already oxidation explained na? Already I have explained oxidation, you go back and check, see that video and you can observe here. Again potassium dichromate there, again oxidation takes place, so finally CH3 COOH comes. So diethyl ether on oxidation finally gives acetic acid in presence of potassium dichromate H plus or KMnO4H plus, strong oxidizing agents. Okay, this reaction also you will learn. Next, next reactions are diethyl ether on reaction with PCl5. PCl5 means like this I can write PCl5. What happens is CH3, 2 moles of CH3 CH2 Cl comes, 2 moles of CH3 CH2 Cl comes, then POCl3 forms. POCl3 is formed. Then diethyl ether on reaction with acetyl chloride. On reaction with acetyl chloride, what happens is ester plus alkyl halide comes. Observe, CH3 C double bond O, CH3 C double bond O, O CH2 CH3, O CH2 CH3 plus CH3 CH2 remaining Cl CH3 CH2. Write down CH3 CH2 Cl. Okay, next. Now if you take diethyl ether in presence of acetic anhydride, suppose CH3 acetic anhydride CH3CO twice O. Acetic anhydride, if you take, what happens here? Ester forms. Suppose if I write that, what can I write? Tell me. CH3CO CH2 CH3. Here also CH3 CO CH2 CH3 means 2 moles of CH3 C double bond O CH2 CH3 forms. Okay, 2 moles of ethyl acetate forms. Next reaction. Next reaction is write down, copy it. Next one. Diethyl ether, if you take in presence of oxygen and sunlight, what happens is peroxide is formed. So here carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, next carbon is called alpha. In this carbon, oxygen is inserted. So CH3 CH2 O C O H CH CH3. This compound is formed. So this is looking like which compound? H2O2 structure what? This is hydrogen, same like that I will write. H2O2 structure what? O H. Here also one hydrogen will be there. This is hydrogen peroxide. This hydrogen replaced by which group? Suppose ethyl group replaced. What can I write? Ethyl hydrogen peroxide. In this ethyl group, suppose one hydrogen replaced by OCH2 CH3. Ethoxy ethyl hydrogen peroxide. At first position, here 2 positions there, first position replaced, that's why 1-ethoxy ethyl hydrogen peroxide. 1-ethoxy ethyl hydrogen peroxide. So this name of this compound is 1-ethoxy ethyl hydrogen peroxide, or he will write hydroperoxide. Okay, next, this reaction occurring through free radical formation means oxygen is inserted above free radical. Actually here first free radical is formed. Okay, so this reaction is following free radical mechanism. Since free radical stability order what? Tertiary greater than secondary greater than primary. General simple free radicals if you take. So if you take or benzyl free radical more stable than allyl free radical than tertiary than secondary than primary. Benzyl free radical, all the things first year we have discussed, check your notes. So CH3 CH2 O CH2 pH. pH means what? pH means I can write like this. Suppose if he asks you in exam oxygen H nu, now you have inserted peroxy bond, you have formed means OO bond, oxygen you have inserted between carbon and hydrogen because either sides similar groups. Now here either sides similar groups not there, then how will you write answer? Then first write down free radical, oxygen CH radical, this free radical write down. One more free radical, what is possibility? CH3 CH radical O CH2 radical. So among these free radicals, which free radical stable? Observe. Here this free radical stabilized by resonance through benzene ring. So here resonance there. Then what happens here? Like that here resonance takes place. So this benzene ring is stabilizing free radical through resonance, and also This side also mesomeric effect happening, plus M effect causing stability of free radical. But here only one side plus M effect there. This side hyperconjugation there. Here hyperconjugation of plus M there. Here which effects there? Here resonance there through that benzene ring. This side plus M there. So which is more stable? This free radical is more stable. Already I have taught you na, aromaticity greater than mesomeric effect, or resonance greater than, hyperconjugation greater than, inductive effect greater than anti-aromaticity. So highest stability aromaticity, next mesomeric. So mesomeric and resonance effect here dominating. Here hyperconjugation there plus M there. So this is less stable carbocation than this. So this reaction proceeds in this direction. So oxygen dioxygen is inserted between carbon and hydrogen. So what is answer here? CH3, CH2, O, CH, O, OH. Here pH. This benzene ring I can also write pH, or you can write benzene ring. Okay, this type of questions may be asked in exam. Okay, next. So when you use ether in presence of, suppose you have used diethyl ether, CH3, CH2O, CH2, CH3, oxygen on exposure to air means sunlight there, what happens? What happens here? OH formed, means ether, 1-ethoxyethyl hydroperoxide forming. 1-ethoxyethyl. Last reaction only I have represented in bond line form. First one reaction written, that I have written in bond line form. So 1-ethoxyethyl hydroperoxide forming means ether is mixed with peroxides. So when ether mixed with peroxides, what happens is, when you carry reactions of such type of ethers, actually ether should be free from peroxides. Only ethers there we call that pure, but when peroxide formed along with ether means that is impure. So any reaction, if you use this type of ether, impure ether, for example in Grignard reagent reactions, generally you use ether. Suppose for conversion of A to B in Grignard reagent, generally we have taken aldehydes converted into alcohols, ketones we have converted into alcohols, like that some reactions already we have studied in preparation of alcohols. During that time you are using ether. Actually you are assuming that ether is pure. Okay, you are carrying reactions by taking pure ether, not assumption. You are carrying reactions with pure ether. If you use impure ether means ether plus peroxide there. If you start reaction with this impure ether, means ether mixed with peroxide, what happens is, such reaction when you heat, this is glass vessel. Such reaction when you start heating, breaking of the glass vessel takes place. Means what happens when breaking of the glass vessel takes place means those person who is carrying a reaction may attacked by this glass pieces, means some accidents may happen in a laboratory. What I am saying is, ether mixed with peroxide is not suitable for chemical reactions because that is impure. Ether should be free from peroxide. Pure ether only you should use. Impure ether means ether along with peroxide, by chance if you use it, when you heat, what happens? Violent explosion takes place, means glass vessels broken. It may cause accident over person who is carrying out chemical reactions. That I am saying. Okay, so how to detect? Ether have peroxide. one type of question is asked, how to detect ether, whether ether is having impurity peroxide or not. Generally ether, when it have peroxide, when ether exposed to air, means oxygen, in presence of sunlight, ether reacts with oxygen, it forms hydroperoxide, means generally in laboratory bottles will be there. Okay, generally ether bottle dabba will be there, that if you open their lid, generally you carry out reactions, means they are exposed to air, that time air will react with ether, impurity like ether hydroperoxides are formed. Then how will you check, means when that happens, after 6 months, 1 year, like that, old samples of ether accumulate more oxygen. They frequently, when you are opening a lid, what happens, air contacted with ether, ether peroxides forms. That type of old samples, whether they have peroxide or not, how will you check, how will you recognize whether the ether sample have peroxide or not? Now I am explaining. So suppose ether having peroxide, when you pass freshly prepared FeSO4, freshly prepared FeSO4, when you pass, FeSO4 gives Fe2 plus, peroxide oxidizes Fe2 plus to, so here what is happening, Fe2 plus, peroxide present in ether, this peroxide is from ether, oxidizes Fe2 plus to Fe3 plus. This Fe2 plus is from freshly prepared FeSO4. Now this Fe3 plus reacts with CNS minus ion, it forms FeCNS thrice, red blood color comes, red blood color comes, means what I am saying, take one test tube, take ether, ether suppose if it have peroxide, add freshly prepared FeSO4, add freshly prepared FeSO4. When you add freshly prepared FeSO4, Fe2 plus from FeSO4 reacts with peroxide present in ether, converted into Fe3 plus. Then add KCNS. KCNS contains what? CNS minus ion. So that CNS minus ion reacts with Fe3 plus. The FeCNS thrice comes. This test tube appear red blood color, means ether contains peroxide, that is not suitable for using in chemical reactions. That is not suitable for using in chemical reactions, because if you use, it may lead to explosion. Keep in mind. Next. So how will you decompose that peroxide? But you should not throw away, simply ether have peroxide, you should not throw away outside, because any chemicals are costly, they are expensive. What you should do? You should remove this peroxide, then you can use ether. How will you remove that peroxide? Suppose ether have peroxide, means ether have peroxide, means that peroxide how you can remove is freshly prepared FeSO4, if you use Fe2 plus, same that reaction only I am showing, Fe2 plus present in FeSO4 converts peroxide into water plus Fe3 plus, like that peroxide is decomposed. Fe2 plus oxidized to Fe3 plus, peroxide reduced to water, means peroxide decomposed to water, means redox reaction happened. This is one method. Another method is add peroxide potassium iodide solution, means ether having peroxide, add potassium iodide K plus I minus, peroxide oxidizes potassium iodide to I2, peroxide oxidizes potassium iodide to I2, peroxide is decomposed to water. Water means less harmful, not at all harmful, we are consuming water na? So peroxide decomposed like that, peroxide plus K gives I2 plus water. Then I2 how will you remove from ether sample? React with hypo. These reactions we have studied in first year. When you react with hypo means what? Na2S2O3. This reaction what happens? It gives NaI plus Na2S4O6. I2 you can remove in this way as NaI and Na2SO4O6. Later filter it. These all precipitate remove. Then water also distill. Water is removed. Then pure sample of ether is used. So what till now I have explained is ether when exposed to oxygen, peroxide forms. So how will you detect peroxide is add ferrous sulfate solution, then add potassium KCNS. So when you add that, what happens, finally red blood color forms. Why red blood color forms is Fe2 plus converts into Fe3 plus, Fe3 plus reacts with Cn minus and forms FeCNS thrice. This is identifying peroxides present in ethers. This is decomposing peroxides in ether. How will you decompose? Add freshly prepared FeSO4 solution, peroxide decomposed to water, Fe2 plus converts into Fe3 plus. Who is converting Fe2 plus to Fe3 plus? Peroxide. Okay. Then here peroxide, one more, this is method 1, method 2. Ki, when you add, what happens? Ki reacts with peroxide, I minus oxidized to I2, peroxide is reduced to water, then I2 you can remove by reacting with hypo solution. It gives NaI plus Na2SO4 S4O6. This reaction we have studied in redox reactions also, important reaction, frequently comes in exams this reaction. Okay. In this way we can do tests. Next. Next one is reaction of ethers with halogens. Suppose if you take chlorine, what happens? Alpha position hydrogen is removed. This reaction also proceeds through free radical mechanism. CH, Cl, CH3. 1 chloro, that is diethyl ether. So this is 1 chloro diethyl ether. Suppose one more chlorine added. This reaction takes place in presence of sunlight. This reaction also proceeds through free radical mechanism. One more hydrogen is substituted by chlorine. Here minus HCl. Here also minus HCl. So here what happens? CH3, CH, Cl. Here what happens? H there, Cl2 coming, HCl removed, Cl reacting. Here this reaction I have written that side. So H, Cl, Cl, remove HCl. Then same like this I have done here. Here H, Cl, Cl, here HCl removed. Then this compound formed. O, CH, Cl, CH3. So this is called 1,1- dichloro diethyl ether formed. 1,1- dichloro diethyl ether is formed. Next. Next one is CH3, CH2, O, CH2, CH3. Excess chlorine when you take, excess chlorine when you pass in presence of sunlight, suppose 10 moles you have taken, what happens? All hydrogens replaced. CCl3, CCl2, O, CCl2, CCl3. This is perchloro diethyl ether. Perchloro diethyl ether. This is diethyl ether. From this all hydrogens removed means minus 10 HCl. Perchloro diethyl ether is formed. This is halogenation reaction. Next. Next, reactions of anisole. Chemical reactions of anisole. Anisole formula what? OCH3. Anisole participate in electrophilic substitution reactions. Electrophilic substitution reactions. Why? Because observe, anisole resonating structures we can write like this. Already I have told you to practice resonating structures. In all chapters comes writing resonating structures. So practice well. In phenol also I have drawn resonating structures. So these are resonating structures of anisole. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now you only tell me where negative charge is accumulated. Ortho position, para position, ortho position, negative charge accumulated. Means electron rich center is created at ortho position. So electrophile means what? E positive. Electrophile always likes to attack negative centers. Negative center present at ortho and para position. So electrophilic substitution reactions of anisole takes place at ortho and para positions. So I will write some reactions explaining electrophilic substitution reactions of methoxybenzene or anisole. Now anisole reacts with bromine acetic acid. So what is electrophile generated here? Br plus. So Br plus attacks ortho and para position. Already I have told to you. Hydrogen there, hydrogen replaced by Br, H plus replaced by Br plus. HBr is formed. Plus here Br plus HBr formed. Now anisole reacts with CH3 Cl AlCl3 in presence of carbon disulfide. What happens? Friedel-Crafts alkylation takes place. Friedel-Crafts alkylation at ortho and here electrophile what is generated? CH3 plus attacks ortho and para positions. So what is product formed? OCH3 CH3. Orthomethyl anisole, paramethyl anisole formed. Next Friedel-Crafts acylation takes place. CH3 C double bond O Cl AlCl3. If you take, what happens? This is electrophile generated. OCH3 C double bond O CH3. Here electrophile what? C double bond O CH3. Here positive charge. So carbon forms bond here. Next here OCH3. Here COCH3 formed. What is name of this compound? Main functional group what? Ketone. So 1, 2. 2-methoxyacetophenone. This total compound you should take. Okay, 2-methoxyacetophenone, or this compound you should take this treat as substituent, 4-methoxyacetophenone. Next reaction is nitration. HNO3 H2SO4 reaction. If you do nitration means which electrophile generated? NO2 plus. So what is product? OCH3 NO2 plus OCH3 here NO2. Orthonitro-anisole, para-nitro-anisole means here hydrogen there na H plus is replaced by NO2 plus. Here also hydrogen there na H plus is replaced by NO2 plus. Orthonitro-anisole, para-nitro-anisole. These are reactions of anisole. Once I will check whether I have covered all reactions or not. These are reactions of anisole. With this we have completed alcohols, phenols, ethers chapter. Revise thoroughly, practice all examples, objective questions in workbook. Get thorough with this chapter. This is very important chapter. In NEET also every year he will ask 1 or 2 questions. Out of 15 questions sometimes he may exceed more than 2 questions also. Best of luck. Prepare well this chapter. Thank you.